Alright, Saturday morning. Let's see how traffic is through this area today. Normally extremely busy. Today, not so much. So Saturday morning, it's about 8:30 right now. Very light traffic today. So I'm not sure what this means for our day coming up. Usually I can get a gauge on how busy we're going to be based on how much traffic we have. It's Easter weekend. I'm hearing reports, news reports and such that people are going to be traveling this weekend to go visit family over Easter, which everybody knows in their right mind that that's a very bad idea. So we're going to, I guess we're going to see if that plays out. Heard on the news that there's conflicts between government and church when it comes to Easter services. There are a lot of churches that want to go ahead and have an Easter service, and other churches that are doing it online via Zoom or whatever, streaming it online, you know, finding another way to do it where people don't have to come in service. And it seems to be something that's prevalent in the South more than anything, is in terms of churches that want to have in-person services. There's one state in particular, Kentucky, where they have issued a statewide mandate that law enforcement will be keeping an eye on the churches. And should any church have in-person gatherings, and I should correct myself and say it's not any church in particular, but this was kind of aimed at churches. They didn't come right out and say it. They just said in general, any mass gatherings that law enforcement will be taking license plates of all the cars at this gathering. It will be sent to health officials, and those health officials will issue 2-week quarantine mandates for anybody associated with those vehicles. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Obviously, they'll be keeping, you know, the logical or the obvious places where mass gatherings could potentially take place would be at churches, particularly on Sunday. But any mass gathering they will that they find out about, that they know about, and they'll be going and taking license plates. So I wish they would do that nationwide, because some of the biggest outbreaks, some of the hot pockets that have started around the world were all associated with church gatherings, where you're putting a massive amount of people in a very small space. So I respect people's right to want to go to church, want to worship in whatever way they deem they need to, but for the greater good of the health of everybody in the world, they're going to have to skip it this year. Or maybe even just postpone it until a later time when it's not as big of a danger for us. But anyway, that's enough about that. So as far as today's concerned, you know, with the light traffic that I see now, I'm suspecting that we'll probably be fairly light to start today. won't have a big rush this morning, but I think as the day goes on, it'll get busier and busier. A lot of our customers probably don't know about the maximum building occupancy at this point. So right now it looks like people are sleeping in, obviously. Certainly in no hurry to get up and get out and about. When they do ultimately do, we're going to hit a wave of people coming in that are going to hit that wall at the front door. And reality will definitely set in there. So I'm going to try to park the car in such a way where I can record the line on my dash cam. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end it for now. I'll likely have something to talk about when I get out of work tonight. Today I'm working scheduled 9 to 5. It's only 8:30 now, so I'm going to be getting there a little bit early. And I'll probably end up staying a little bit late. That usually happens. And I guess we'll see what happens. So we'll see you this evening.
Coming up with some pretty alternative, creative ways to celebrate Easter and Passover this weekend.
So government officials are discouraging in-person gatherings and calling on people not to travel.
People to their doors, and President Trump was asked about
been calculating the projections used by the White House, warns there is a serious risk.
Well, getting out of work. Day started off fairly busy, but it ended up being pretty slow after the fact. So this was day 3 of the social distancing, maximum people in the store, and it was met with I don't know, mixed results, because at times it seemed like they were letting in way too many people. The store was really crowded, and then there was other times. There was one time I went out later in my shift, probably closer to the end of my shift, and there was a line of people out front, but it seemed like there was hardly anybody in the store. So I went to store management and said, hey, I think they got their count wrong, because there's hardly anybody in here, but yet there's a line outside. So they ended up letting a bunch of people in after they did a quick recount. So anyway, and from what I heard from some of the people that were out there, there were some people that were pretty upset by it, and other people that understood why we were doing it and were okay with it. So you get a mixed bag when it comes to that kind of stuff. But today was overall pretty slow, even though it looks like we'll probably make sales once again. Just seemed to be settling into a new normal. Nothing really extraordinary happened today, other than just it was more of the same. Should be interesting to see what tomorrow brings, because Easter Sunday generally is very slow in our stores, because a lot of customers believe that we are closed for Easter. In fact, many of them even traditionally think that we're closed during Easter. So I expect tomorrow to be very slow at the store. But we do have a lot of work to do tomorrow, because we have our floor construction going on tomorrow night into Monday and Tuesday. So we got a lot of hours of labor scheduled tomorrow, so we have to do 3 days worth of baking of bread, baking of pies, cookies, all that stuff. We need 3 days worth to get us through to Wednesday. And we got to do all that tomorrow, on top of emptying everything out for the department. All the furniture, all the equipment, everything's got to be removed from the sales floor. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be a busy day, even though it should be a fairly slow day. I mean, it's been a nice day today. It's been very dry, sunny, 65-ish degrees. It's 66 now, according to the car. So it looks to be a fairly nice evening. Probably get a little chilly tonight, but we're getting a lot of warnings though. Tomorrow they're expecting heavy rain, high winds, possibly tornadoes in the area tomorrow. So yeah, we got an email from the power company to expect possible power outages, and if the power does go out, it could be out for a while. The news organizations are warning us of impending power issues. And bad weather coming our way. So tomorrow night into Monday morning, they're expecting some really a bad situation. So I don't know what that means for us, but I guess we'll find out. I'll be keeping a weather eye open. Let's put it that way. Because I do work tomorrow and I do work Monday. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video for now. I don't know if I'll turn the video back on tonight, but if I don't, we'll catch you in the next one. If I do, we'll catch you in the next segment of the video.